Shalom, call hello Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yashuan, back with the WW3 Daily Update, and we're going to read this real quick. Revelation 17, start at 16. Okay. These, the 10 horns. Okay, let's start at 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as of yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Okay, so the beast is a revived Roman Empire. The 10 horns is the EU. Okay. These have one mind, shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb. I'm looking for. All right, so this goes into the angels, and the one who is the Lamb. That's the one you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahweh. And the Lamb shall overcome them. Okay. So let's jump down to, we'll read 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, who is the whore? That's America, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, 10 horns of the EU, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the word of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city. What great city? Babylon the great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So we're watching this thing unfold right now. Now, this isn't the EU, but these are, this is part of the EU. Germany, France, which are getting out.
That the agreement must be observed.
And what they're going to do is they're going to turn on America. Right now they're together, but they're going to turn on her and burn her with fire with those nukes.
And it is utterly unacceptable that to attack civilian infrastructure. On 26th of January in Paris and on 10th February in Berlin, talks were held.
And that would be Adolf Hitler's daughter.
Participants committed themselves to the full implementation of the Minsk agreements and to continuing talks in the N4 and in the trilateral contact group format. In this respect,
let's get up to
no one has ever said those words on behalf of Moscow or
Russia's
Russia,
part of the
or will say
the
those
UN,
words.
So they have a seat.
I regret that very strong, very serious statements made by Mr. Putin in the recent days as regards the situation in Ukraine, in the eastern part of the country, were not heard. I would like our partners to at least hear what was said at the press conference where in Moscow such distinguished representatives visited us, as the President of France, as the German Chancellor. There were negotiations there and detailed press conferences where our guests spoke and the President of the Russian Federation. We have a meeting today on the Minsk package of measures, and I am very satisfied with the fact that most of the statements stated that the Minsk agreements are very clear and the only international legal framework, so to settle the inter-Ukrainian conflict. By the way, I have a great deal of respect for our interpreters, how they manage to keep up in speed with what they're saying and to do it correctly. Well, let me then make two requests here. I have two statements here. Zelensky called the Minsk agreements totally without merit. Yeah, well, the meaning was conveyed. And the second statement, I listened very carefully to the statement just made, including the illegal nature of Russian membership at the UN and Security Council. Unfortunately, I have to say that it's not the first time representatives of other countries, including Ukraine, want to self-aggrandize using this argument. And the calculation here is very clear. It's for the benefit of those who are not very, very, very well versed in these issues. Well, if we are going to discuss whether or not Russia went through the procedure of becoming a member of the UN, well, we could ask the same question of Ukraine. Maybe Ukraine is also a Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. Russia is a successor state to the USSR.
Okay, so as you can see, all right, the chess match is still continuing on. Right now, Ukraine spoke earlier at this meeting, but I want to go to this now quickly because we're going to cut this short. And this was very interesting because, where is it? Here. Well, there's a little update there. So let's watch this quickly. 2 hours ago, reported Ukraine attack looks suspect. So are they setting up a false flag?
Thinking about solar, but
Slovakia. Okay, let's watch this.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. In today's episode, this February 17th, 2022, we're continuing to have a look at the ongoing crisis between Russia and Ukraine. And today we received the information that shows an apparent attack on a nursery school, allegedly by Russian separatists firing into the Ukraine.
A nursery school.
And as you can see here, this is a picture of the building that was allegedly attacked by the Russian separatists, where, as you can see, the artillery shell hit and impacted here. Now, this is a very strange picture. If you look at this and you understand ballistics, you understand the use of artillery shells and what they do to buildings, and more specifically, what's wrong with this picture. And obviously, this could be the work of intelligence services at play, trying to ramp up the public opinion for their cause, and obviously Ukrainian security services could have staged this. And
he's calling it a FALSE flag, okay? And then he goes into the windows are still intact. On the inside, there's still soccer balls on the rack, and this looks suspect. So anyway, watch that. This is Military and Foreign Affairs Network today reported Ukraine attack looks suspect. And I want to go back and quickly watch this one because this is new. 12 minutes ago, Ukraine-Russia update. See what he's saying right here. No commercial.
Good day, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today is February 17th, 2022. We're continuing our coverage of the ongoing crisis between Russia and Ukraine. We continue to see very hostile rhetoric coming out of both sides. And now we're starting to see actual heavier fighting taking place in the trading of artillery between the Eastern separatists that are Russian-backed, and the Ukrainian military as well. So let's have a look at some of the headlines that we're seeing out of the current conflict today, February 17th. So we have this is coming out of B92. Biden declares war. Ukrainian forces target civilians. So obviously that's a pro-Russian media site. Let's see here. The News Tribune, Washington. Russia delivers response to U.S. NATO security proposals. And that was not a positive response. Again, they feel like Russia feels like a lot of their demands were ignored, which I don't see how the West could have followed through with some of those demands, especially in terms of rolling back some of the deployments in some of those Eastern European nations that occurred post 1997. Let's see here. 112 Ukraine International. Russia embassy in Kiev covered in smoke. So what we're looking at there is quite possibly the burning of important documents inside of the Russian embassy in case all-out war breaks out and the Russian embassy is raided by Ukrainian security forces. So,
okay, so it sounds like this thing is not going anywhere, all right, from the looks of it. So go back and watch the rest of the Russia-Ukraine update. Let me see here. Some interesting stuff went on right about
We
here.
do not have any names on the list of speakers anymore, but
Let's see what they're saying. This. Or is it nothing?
Не слышно то, что вы говорите, к сожалению.
Unfortunately, we cannot hear you. Could you press the microphone button, please?
Слышно?
Сейчас да, отлично.
We can hear you now.
Мне очень...
Many people have written to me after my speech, and they're saying to me, please tell them that no one is in fear of an imminent Russian invasion, except for those people who have been inflicting violence on Ukraine now 8th year running. Well, they will leave Ukraine clutching American aircraft. The rest of them will take it in stride, because the collective West, that exactly was the reason behind their coup d'etat and Maidan. That was the game, to throw the troops of the current Kiev regime into Donetsk and Luhansk, receive a reaction, and then play a game with sanctions. But we will see who will stand to lose from sanctions more. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Montian, for your statement. There are no more names inscribed on the list of speakers. I thank the interpreters especially. The meeting is adjourned.
All right, so there you have it. I thought that I would add that on to the end. All right, so basically you have Matthew 24. Where you at, Matthew? All right, Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. We'll read a couple more. This is the NIV. We'll hear war and rumors of wars. right here. You will hear of wars and threats. They're threatening each other in there. Okay? We got rumors, we got threats, we have what else do we have? Reports. We got reports. That was a report. Threats. And news of battles far away. We're watching it in real time. So this is prophecy coming to pass right before they step up the actual live fire. All right. So that's just a little update. Some interesting things being said. So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. And with that, we're going to say shalom.